Hi loves, welcome back. Thank you for joining me. Today I'm going to be doing a follow-up Q&A on my previous video of how I paid off $6,200. Let's get into it. Yes, of course, paying off your debt will increase your credit score anytime your debt to credit ratio, or should I say, anytime you owe less than what your allowance is, your credit score will increase. So yes, paying off debt does increase your credit score. Honestly, that's a really good question. If you would have asked me before I started paying my debt off, I definitely would have said yes. But through this journey, I've really learned a lot about credit and credit scores. And what I've came to realize is that we have been conditioned to think that your credit score equates wealth. But in reality, your credit score is just a reflection of, one, that you have debt, and two, how long you've been paying it. So I no longer care about my credit score. I personally am following Dave Ramsey baby steps. So the next step after you're debt free is to save for an emergency fund from 3 to 6 months. So in case something like Corona happens, you won't be panicking. So that's what I'll be doing. I'll be debt free and then saving up for my emergency fund for 3 to 6 months. And I'm hoping that's like, I don't know, $15,000. So that's what I'll be doing. So my personal goal to pay off all of my debt would be in about 20 months from now. So that will be November 2021. I would like to have everything, that's my student loans, my credit cards, everything out the way. Honestly, I have not thought about splurging. I think because for me, I'm really focused. Like after I pay off my debt, like I mentioned, I'll be going straight into my emergency fund. So I don't really have any big goals. I would love to go to Dave Ramsey show and do the debt-free screen. I might do like a little trip, but nothing too fancy because like I said, the next step is to go ahead and do the emergency fund, and after that I'm gonna invest my money because my goal is to be a millionaire, not to just be debt-free. I wanna be a millionaire. As far as things coming up and being unplanned, I mean, honestly, that's happening to me right now during the COVID-19. As I mentioned before, I am I'm suspended with no pay as of right now. So right now I'm just collecting money. I'm not paying off debt. I'm just trying to get my essentials. As far as family and friends, that can be a little tricky. I actually love the advice that Oprah and Gail gave. If you watch YouTube, they have Oprah and Gail Chronicles where they are giving advice, and someone asked them about money, and the advice that they gave I love. So basically they said, you don't give or you don't let friends borrow money. You either give it with nothing in return or you keep it. And I think that's such like a safe rule to use. So I've been using that with my friends. If my friend asks me for $40 and I can give it with no expectations of having it back, then I will. But if you're asking me for $200 and I need that money, let's say I can like give it to them and I'm gonna need it back in a week, then I don't have it. Also, I feel like for me personally, I was paying off my debt so fast that by the time someone asked me for money, I no longer had it. Like if I got paid at 12 o'clock on a Friday at night, by 1 o'clock, I paid my debt. Like that's how fast I was paying it off. So honestly, there hasn't been a lot of times where I've had it to give to people. That's a good question. I feel like they honestly confused a lot of people. So one of the things about being debt free is even though you want to put all your money towards your credit cards, you still have to keep all your other bills current. And so for me, my student loans are a bill, and just because I was paying off debt doesn't mean that they stopped. So my student loans currently are about, I don't know, like $280, somewhere in the twos, but I always pay $300 on them every month for about a year, so I just continue to do that. I honestly want it to be completely done with my debt by May. And so if you take $9,000 divided by about 5 months, you come up with about $1,800 a month. And so that was my goal. Each month I tried to put at least $1,800 on it. Some months I tried to do $2,000 or whatever I could do. Obviously, I'm gonna have to like pause now because we're in this pandemic. But yeah, I tried to put at least $1,800 every single month. All right, thank you for joining me. That concludes all of the questions I had. Until next time, babies.